Another diva has left the building, you guys. That's right. Gospel singer and two-time Grammy Award winning artist, singer, and mother of Whitney Houston, you guys. She is no longer with us. She has passed. That's right. Cissy Houston. And we're going to talk about her. Yeah, I know. But let's talk. What's up, everybody, and welcome back over here. I'm your host. I'm your R&B historian, Peppy, and welcome back, you guys. But that's right, R&B. Excuse me. I'm so used to saying R&B divas, but gospel legend. That's right. Cissy Houston has passed, ladies and gentlemen. And so, what I want to do today is I just really want to talk about Cissy Houston, if you will. It's been a day for me, all right? And so to get off work today, to leave the office, and actually my sister told me, she was like, Cissy Houston passed, and I'm like, huh? No, I didn't know that, and it's not like I'm on social media at work or anything like that. So I just found out, and to get on in these social media streets and to see that it's actually true, it's kind of like, wow, really, of all days. And today, it's just a little off to me. It just seemed like nothing was really going my way the way I wanted to go today. So to hear this, ladies and gentlemen, has really, truly taken me, aback a little bit. Well, we know Cissy Houston as being the mother of music icon Whitney Houston, but a lot of us don't know that Cissy Houston definitely had a career, a legacy of her own before Whitney Houston just found herself, all over the world, internationally and so on and so forth. And those of us who know better, and meaning the older generation, sissies, a generation, and those that became before us were well aware of who Cissy Houston was and is. You understand what I'm saying? So she definitely had a career of her own. Now, for me, being exposed to music in the 80s, and that's, pretty much where I focus on for the main part. But being that I focus on the music of the 80s, there was a time in Whitney Houston's career where people would say, that Cissy, was probably living in the shadow or existing in the shadow of Whitney Houston, at time, and possibly, living off her legacy and so on and so forth. We're not here to debate all of those things, but basically what I'm saying is that Cissy Houston just definitely had a career of her own. Whew, sorry, trying to stay focused. Now, having said this, let me just say a couple of things that I came to know about Cissy that I was kind of, inspired by. And for all of you guys over here, you know that I focus on R&B divas for the most part. And the thing that I liked most about Cissy Houston is that some of you guys are probably not aware of this, and some of you probably are. And that is Luther Vandross definitely admired this lady vocally, okay? So much so that he would not record at certain points in his career or certain songs. If he wanted Cissy Houston on that record, you better believe he was not recording without Sissy being there, in the recording studio or possibly even on tour or doing any shows. That's how much this lady was admired. I'm talking about her talent and her vocal ability. Say what you want to. You can always say, oh, well, in your opinion, that you don't think Sissy is a great singer, so on and so forth. That would be you. That's not me. I was definitely, admired Sissy vocally as well. So that's another thing that I just really want to share with people who probably are not aware of that. So, just the fact of how Luther Vandross admired her so much so that she was definitely one of the singers that he wanted on her records. He knew the sound he wanted, and Sissy was definitely there, along with other divas as well. Now, some of you probably disagree with, her interactions with Whitney, right? During the height of her career, so on and so forth, and some of those things. There's a lot that Whitney, had to say about her relationship with her mom, but that's Whitney's relationship with her mother. You understand? So we're going to leave that alone as well. So at this moment in time, Sissy, she's no longer with us. The father, Whitney's father, he's no longer with us. Of course, Whitney, and then you have Bobbi Kristina. So, you're talking about, a family at this moment in time who, there are a lot of people, who, are no longer, with them in that family. So, yeah, so prayers definitely need to go out to the Houston family. Definitely. And we also know that Sissy is definitely related to a lot of R&B divas, excuse me. I'm so used to saying R&B divas, but other divas as well, such as Dionne Warwick and so on and so forth. And also, I'm pretty sure that Bobby Brown, we have to mention him, that was his mother-in-law at one moment in time. So I'm going to assume that, Bob is not taking the news, well, as well. I mean, you're talking about his mother-in-law and the grandmother of his daughter, So at this moment in time, I know that, respect is definitely needed in this particular case. And please give the family that. What I want to do right now at this moment in time is I want to talk about Cissy Houston. And a lot of people will be talking about Cissy Houston, right now. And so I decided I want to do it over here because I can do that. All right. So, of course, a lot of news outlets are reporting, the passing of Cissy Houston. So the Associated Press says Cissy Houston, a Grammy-winning gospel singer and Whitney Houston's mother, she's passed at the age of 91. I had no idea she was, 91. Cissy Houston, a two-time Grammy-winning soul and gospel artist who sang with Aretha Franklin, Elvis Presley, and other stars in New Triumph and Heartbreak as a mother of Whitney Houston, has passed. She was 91. Cissy Houston passed Monday morning in her New Jersey home while under hospice care for Alzheimer's disease. Her daughter-in-law, Pat Houston, told the Associated Press the gospel singer was surrounded by a family. It says here, our hearts are filled with pain and sadness. We lost the matriarch of our family, Pat Houston said in a statement. She said her mother-in-law's contributions to popular music and culture are unparalleled, and it definitely is. Mother Cissy has been a strong and towering figure in our lives, a woman of deep faith and conviction who cared greatly about her family, ministry, and community. Her more than 7-decade career in music and entertainment will remain at the forefront of our hearts. One of the things that I most admire about Cissy, and some of you guys can probably see this clip on YouTube. I don't know if you guys recall. I don't know if it was like it was a late night show. I don't know what late night show it is. I don't know if it was like David Letterman or something, and I'm not quite sure. But Whitney talking about she, is performing "You Give Good Love," I believe, live, and so the music was off. The band was off. And Whitney Houston was kind of having some difficulty, with trying to keep up with the band and the band keeping up with her. And what ends up happening is Cissy is obviously seeing that this is occurring, and she goes backstage and she actually conducts the band. Like you can see Cissy in the back, you guys, showing the band how they need to keep up and keep, up with the beat with Whitney, and that's how Whitney was able to make it through that performance, a live performance in the beginning of her career, with her first album. And so that shows you her dedication to the music. Not only that she wanted her daughter to perform well, right, to sound good, she knew what, was occurring. And for her to step in, she actually really and truly had to command respect if you really think about it. And I'm wondering what she said to them when she goes back there. Her approach, I'm not quite sure. Whitney never discussed what she did when she went back there, what she said. But she goes back there, she takes control of the band, she makes sure that this band is on point, Whitney is on point, and the performance goes well for Whitney Houston. So that's another thing that I admired about Cissy doing for Whitney Houston in the beginning of her career. But again, as I said, we are aware that there was some, as I say over here, some riff tiffs, if you will, between them. But, that's between the two of them. What else can we say about Cissy Houston? Well, Emily Drinkard, all right. She's known professionally as Cissy Houston, was an American soul and gospel singer. Houston was a founding member of the R&B group, The Sweet Inspirations. And as it says, she sang backup for Roy Hamilton, Dionne Warwick, Elvis Presley, Aretha Franklin, and Chaka Khan. Houston embarked on a solo career in the 1970s, and she won 2 Grammy Awards in the traditional gospel album category. Houston was the mother of singer and actress Whitney Houston, the aunt of singers Dionne Warwick and Dee Dee Warwick, and a cousin of opera singer Leontine Price. Houston was the grandmother of Whitney Houston's only child, Bobby Christina Brown. Now, it says here when we look at her career, she has recorded in several genres of music: soul, gospel, disco, R&B, and pop. She has, of course, recorded with the Drinkard sisters, and Houston's singer career began in 1938 when she joined her sister Ann and brothers Larry and Nikki in the gospel singing group The Drinkard Four. Lee Warwick later joined the group along with Ann Drinkard Moss and Mary, I'm going to assume this is Mary or Marie, Drinkard Epps, and the group was renamed the Drinkard Sisters. It was while performing on Drinkard's Singers that Cissy Houston made her television debut on the TV Gospel Time. Houston and the Drinkard Sisters regularly performed at New Hope Baptist Church and later recorded a live album for RCA called A Joyful Noise, becoming one of the first gospel acts to release a gospel album on a major label. The Drinkard Sisters also earned success performing at Carnegie Hall and the Newport Jazz Festival. Now, when it comes to the Sweet Inspirations, in 1963, then about to give birth to her daughter Whitney, she formed the Sweet Inspirations with Doris Troy and niece Dee Dee Warwick. Later under contract to Atlantic Records, Sylvia Simwell, Estelle Brown, and Myrna Smith formed the lineup. During the 1960s, the Sweet Inspirations provided background vocals for a variety of artists, including Otis Redding, Wilson Pickett, Lou Rawls, The Drifters, and Dusty Springfield, and Houston's niece, Dionne Warwick. They appeared on Van Morrison's single Brown Eyed Girl. Houston performed The Descent on the Aretha Franklin hit Ain't No Way. And in 1967, the Inspiration sang background vocals for the Jimi Hendrix Experience on the track Burning of the Midnight Lamp. In 1969, they were hired to sing background vocals for American singer Elvis Presley in Las Vegas on his return to live performances during July and August 1969. Presley often introduced them at shows by saying they really live up to their name. Ladies and gentlemen, the Sweet Inspirations. Many of these performances can be heard on the All Shook Up in Live in Las Vegas live records. Performing with Elvis Presley was Houston's final gig with the Sweet Inspirations. As her children were growing bigger, she decided to stop touring and focus on her career as a recording artist. Woo, yeah. So that's a lot. So again, she has left behind, oh wow, a huge catalog, ladies and gentlemen. She has one album with the Drinker Sisters. She has about 4 albums with the Sweet Inspirations. In her solo career, she has about 10 solo albums, all right, that she recorded from 1970 to 2012 on a variety of labels, ladies and gentlemen. Um, yeah, and as I said before, she has definitely sung on background albums for Luther Vandross. I think that that's where I know, in yeah, several background vocals on a lot of artists, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm sorry to be stumbling over that. I apologize to you. Yeah, Whitney Houston's mother, Cissy Houston. Our generation would know her as Whitney Houston's mother, but an older generation would definitely know her just simply as Cissy Houston, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Well, I thank you guys for hanging out with me. And if you have made it this far in my commentary, then I think it's only appropriate for me to ask you to hit that like button, that share button, that subscribe button, so on and so forth. I appreciate you guys so much out there. Thank you guys so much for your support. I definitely appreciate it. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. My motto over here is simple, ladies and gentlemen. Put your behind where your heart desires to be. That's right. And whenever I leave my mother's presence, she always says to me, she says, baby, remember, I love you, but God loves you best. I look forward to seeing you guys next video. And until then, I think you should know what to do by now. Take care of you. You're all you got. Take care of you. All right.